Here we are at the Canada National Research Council with IAS, and we are ready to get our experiments into microgravity flights. Join us. So here we are getting ready for the flight. This is called a dry run, and here we have Carol. Are you ready?
Yes, ready.
So here she has three different experiments, three different detergents, and explain to us, what are you gonna do?
Sure, so we're going on a parabolic flight. I will insert the detergent to the water, each parabola. So we have about 3 parabolas, and each one I will insert the detergent into the water and see how they behave together.
Perfect. Are you nervous?
No, excited.
Woo!
Looking forward to it, yeah.
We are here with Dr. Akram Abdelatif. How are you doing, Doctor?
I'm very good. Thank you, David.
So Akram has been a part of the family of IAS from a long time. Can you tell us a little bit more about the history?
Yes, of course. I have joined IAS back in 2015. I was introduced and started my first classes to try to learn about space and doing experiments in space.
Okay.
And during all the days, I get all the help from IAS. I participate in different campaigns in order to perform experiments in various conditions related to space activities.
Interesting. So I am aware that this is not your first time here, is that correct?
Yes, that
Why
is
do you
correct.
keep on coming? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, so my motivation is always to do experiments in microgravity conditions. So even my introduction with IAS was during a launch of my experiment to the ISS back in 2014.
Wow.
So I was doing this kind of thing more than 10 years ago.
Okay.
And then now, whatever I have an experiment, a good experiment, I try to use it in a microgravity environment. So that's why I keep coming each campaign, whatever I come, when I have a good experiment, I try to perform it in a microgravity environment.
Excellent. So it seems like IAS have been facilitating you making these experiments. Is that correct? Do you think IAS can somehow accelerate the experiments and you have access to these facilities?
Yes, of course. Like IAS is always be the bridge between a platform and the experiment. So I would not be able to do this alone without the integration of the experiment to the platform.
Okay.
And this comes the role of IAS, how to integrate that, how to do it. So I've been working with IAS for the past year for this experiment we're going to talk about today to perform it in a microgravity platform. So this was the big role of IAS.
Doctor, tell us a little bit more about this experiment in particular. How did you make it and who helped you to make it reality?
Okay, so I was giving courses, aerodynamics courses and propulsion courses back in my country, Egypt.
Okay.
And I chose a bit of excellent students. We agreed that we're gonna work on an experiment that we could try to do in microgravity. If it's good enough, we're gonna fly it.
Yeah.
So I worked with my students back in Egypt for more than a year, trying for the idea, development, etc., until we got this idea of an electric thruster. So this is how we got the idea during the course study, and then this was a project coming after the course.
So I see Dr. Akram, he was preparing its experiment along with 3D printing, and it was just something that I cannot explain. But Doctor, can you please tell us a little bit more about that experiment and how it went in microgravity?
Yeah, sure.
On the
So
flight?
the main experiment is we are trying to test a new model of electric thrusters,
Yeah.
which use high voltage to induce ions which will propel from a module. The problem is usually it can be heavy or it's not yet tested in microgravity. So we try to 3D print all the components and we try to make it as compact as possible. And then with less power, as it would be in a nano satellite or whatever which application it could be used. And then we try to use it test it in a microgravity environment.
Interesting. How many other research flights have you done here at the NRCC?
This is my second one.
Second one.
This is
Do
my
you think it
second.
was easier? Does it get easier, or it's always hard to move your body in microgravity?
Well, it was easier, of course, because I had the experience to suspect what would happen.
Yes.
But at the beginning of the parabolas, you feel like you can do this forever. And then at the 8th parabola or whatever, you just want it to end. So
Yeah.
your body says, enough. So that's exactly what happened.
Okay, Doctor. Well, thank you and congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you.